Well, we're back in the woods on a community camp again, Andy. But we're just sitting in it having a chill. Craig is here, but he's only going to be here for, that's pagan to you. He's only going to stay here for the night, and then he's got family commitments tomorrow, so he'll be going midday. There's a few little bugs about, not too many. I've had a situation where I took my my bug spray and it's leaked. Would you believe it? Typical, innit? Anyway, hopefully you enjoy this one. And thank you. Let's go and get to it. Nothing special today. Just a pot noodle. Mind, you've had this like tikka thing a minute ago. We had them wraps. Now, I should know different was what happened with me relapse last time. But that said, I don't think it was wraps that maybe had that situation last time. But, pot noodle time. Oh, yeah. So we've got new people at the camp, which is quite good. And they've got a lovely little tent, so we'll be able to see that tomorrow. Well, it's quite a cool tent, actually. Right then, pot noodle. You can see the tent just over there, look. Just there. Pretty cool, that. What a beautiful, beautiful spring night. Oh, dear. Oh. So I've had my pot noodle, I've had my food. Still having to chill out. But it's getting near that time, guys. You know what time we're talking about? Yes, it's time for the beer tree. The beer tree time. Welcome to the beer tree. So we're off to the beer tree. Well, today the ale is Sirens. Whoop, whoop, sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, the sound of the police.
And a reggae.
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 The sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, this is the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. What do you reckon?
Definitely.
Definitely Sirens.
Star music.
So, Sirens. They're a good brewery, them. And we've got a Buried Shadow Black IPA. Whoop, whoop, sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. Oh, yes. Sirens. Good ales, good brewery. Is it a sipper or is it a slurper? That is very refreshing. It's hard to judge this one. It's a bit moreish, and that's why it's hard to judge. I think that's a sipper. That's a sipper. And it's a good ale, that. So, hats off to Sirens. You do make good ales. Thanks for watching the beer tree. See you tomorrow night at the beer tree. Oh, yes. Andy. There we go. Kettle on the way. Nice warm water.
Move around with that.
It is good, you know, with you having the tent. You know, if you,
There we go.
to do 2 nights is quite good.
What is it? Sipper, slurper.
And he does piano. But teacher say he's so talented. He don't want to. It's like he does.
Yeah, you can slurp her.
What's that one then? What we got?
That's the Session IPA.
And what's she say about it?
Not a lot. Vegan
Not a lot,
friendly.
really.
4%.
Just drink it. That's what it is. Just drink it. So just
Session
drink it.
IPA.
It's got an epic fire tonight, guys. Look at this one.
Yes.
That's proper. Go into that one. As far as go, that's absolutely awesome. Morning, people. That was a good night. Slept well. There's a bit of rain. It was predicted, but it wasn't heavy, and I think everything's dry, so looks dry anyway. But yeah, it was really cool. So we'll start the day. Let's see what the day brings, hey? Catch you later on in the video. Oh yes. Well, let's have a look round and see what's going off. Get me breakfast and stuff ready. People have gone to go and get the wood this morning. I got up and they left me to it. So, they want to go and get the wood. They'll go and get the wood. I'll just have to be lazy, won't I? Dear. I would have gone if I'd have known, but nobody told me. Nobody woke me up. Well, I should be able to wake myself up, really, but there we go. But anyway, doesn't matter. No grudge. There's enough people going. There's a big crowd. It's like an audience. Audience around the wood. That lot. Job done. So we just come on one of our walks. So, just going to tell you a little bit about this woodland later on. Well, what's happening with this woodland later on. And should be good. So stay tuned for a few things that are close to my heart about this woodland later on. And some interesting facts about what's going on in my local woodland. So this morning I got out of bed and people gone and got the wood, as I mentioned, and there was an incident where we had to let the fire brigade in. Somebody had left a fire on the floor and just they'd left it and not put it out correctly. Well, the thing is, you probably already know that I don't mind people having fires, and neither should you. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule in certain countries where you have bushfires, but even then, you know, it's using your knowledge and understanding. If you don't know how to put a fire out, then don't make a fire. It's simple. Or learn how to put the fire out. There has even been situations, I've got to admit, where I've always been worried about if this fire's out or not. But I've always had water there, and I've never ever left a fire. And that's important. You should never leave a fire unattended. Make sure it's completely out. One time I had a fire and there's a bit still smouldering out the ground. And I was very paranoid about it. I wouldn't leave it, but I was paranoid about it. And it did go out. I made sure it went out. So we had to let the fire engine in. So this is the part of the story. We had to let the fire engine in. And this was part of the fire. So they didn't make a contingency plan. They just put it on top of the soil. And it looks like they didn't have enough water. So I don't know if anybody was staying in there. It was probably somebody from the daytime, because it didn't actually look like a camp. And there's smoulder that was coming from around there. Originally, when I spoke to somebody who we came down with the fire from the camp, from the fire, who was with the fire brigade at the time, they originally thought that it was some kind of barbecue. But no, apparently that was on its own bit. So I don't think somebody had actually had a barbecue. So this stuff was already there. So people had already leave rubbish there already. And you know what I think about rubbish? Don't leave rubbish, full stop. They left the barbecue there, and then they took stuff there, and then this was all smouldering. So they're not even dug down in the ground. So if you're going to make a fire and you have to have it on the surface, you need to dig down and you need to set it up correctly. The thing is, that goes straight through to the ground, and then it can follow all the way to the tree roots, to other trees, and spread in other sections. So you get hot spots of fire. Very often nowadays, when I have a fire, I take something to put the fire into. You've seen me with my baking trays. So at the end of the day, I still have a fire, but it's not always on, majority of the time it's not on the ground. And there isn't anything wrong with doing it on the ground, but if you're going to do it on the ground, make sure you've got a base and I've talked about wildfires. And if you've not seen my videos about wildfires, I used to do a lot of them. I still, nowadays I tend to take something to put the fire into because it's less hassle and obviously it's always safe. That said, will I have wildfires in the future? Probably, I may still do. But maybe in this woodland, I've learned to think again, and I'll start using now baking trays or things to put the fire to contain into. So it's just basically wisdom. So there's spots on these trees, as you can see. So what I've learned today, after speaking to people who run the community camp, apparently these spots are for fell. They're going to fell these trees down. So apparently this woods, every 80 years, what they do, the Forest Commission, is they actually mark the trees out to be fallen. So the idea is some of these trees compete with other trees for the sunlight. And after every 80 years, what they do, every 80 years they'll cut down so many trees to let other ones have growth. They'll plant ones in for a place, and it gives other trees more chance and the opportunity to grow up to the sky and gain more sunlight. So some of these trees are impeding other trees, and these will get sold on for wood, you know, for various different timber things that you can get in the trade. So that's what that's for. So they make a little bit of money off it as well. I think they're going to use some of this for paper and other things, you know, copings, maybe stuff like that. Basic pine things. So this will be very useful stuff. So nothing goes to waste. Everything is looked after. So they're not just falling trees for trees' sake. They're doing it for new growth and new situ. Also, they're on about replacing some old species back into the fray. So they're going to start growing more oak and things like that, and introducing natural English breeds back in. Okay, so that's the reason why these spots are there. Now apparently they're going to do some in September, and then they're on about doing some more about 15 years later. They'll start the next lot they'll get rid of, but every 80 years they do that. So that's an interesting fact. Whenever you see stuff like that, that's usually a forestry commission or something like that doing tree fell for a reason, obviously. What a spot. Sit down. Oh, sit down. Sit down next to me. Actually, I'm going to sit on my own, but never mind. Oh, check it out. Yeah. Look at that. Here's the life. So, guys, done a meditation and fell asleep. That's been amazing. Just sat there, just zoning out. Wouldn't mind trying a meditation, you know, and actually my own meditation video. In fact, I've been on about doing that for a while. You know what? I'm going to do one. I'll do a separate video that you can watch. My first ever meditation with you guys. For those that want to see it. But we'll carry on with this video anyway. And we're going to move on to a different place. And we're going to go back to the camp in a bit and get some food. I think. I'm just going to show you one more thing before we go back. That's really important to me. And that's happened recently. And then we'll go and get some food, eh? I only got like a tikka thing or something like that. I can't remember, some kind of wrap thing. But I've got something hopefully for tonight. Somebody's what we normally have is a food that's made for us, but they're not doing that this time. So, oh well, they've changed their mind this time. So somebody at the camp's just gave me a few like vegetables and a stock cube and some biltong. So I'm going to try and make some kind of stew out of it, or soupy stew thing. So stoopy soup, a soup stew thing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. So let's have a look and see what that's like. Anyway, later on. So let me just show you down this way, down here, and why it's important to my family at this moment in time. And I love this area of the woods anyway, but let me show you. Just up here. It's a fabulous area of the woods anyway. So it's like a little haven in the woods, this bit. And people walk past it. It's like a little grassland area. Fabulous. So, why have I brought you to this wonderful area? I don't know if you looked at my old camps in the past, but my daughter sometimes comes out camping with me, and she does a lot of wild camping, and she loves this area anyway, and hopefully she'll come on more camps with me. But there may be a new addition to those camps, hopefully in the future. My future son-in-law. Yep, she's got engaged, and she got engaged in this very spot. So he must have known she has a soft spot for this place. So that's it. My daughter is engaged. Fantastic. Andy, I can't wait. So we got chicken tikka lettuce and chicken tikka bites. So I've got another one of these wrap things because I was in a rush this morning, yesterday morning, getting out. Pretty reasonable. I was only about £1 and that dry food. It'll do, won't it? It'll fill a hole. Well, I hope so anyway. Right, so we just got the camp there. There's Lee over there. If you've not met Lee, but you probably haven't. He was just showing his bum off just then. Lee! Shows your bum. So, I've had my dinner. So I had biltong and a beef stock and some vegetables and water all done in this, and it made like a soupy, stewy thing, but the flavour was amazing. Oh. When they were all laughing and having a joke there, I've just come out of the way slightly. So, I'm just having a chill in the green area. It's got all green. So, I'm just having a sit down and in general. So, I probably won't be in the next community camp in May. If you've seen a lot of them, you've noticed that there is one every month. But I'm going to miss that one because I've got commitments. I've got my son's birthday and I'm working around that time. But I'm looking to do a camp sometime in May anyway. If all goes well, I might do an overnighter. We'll have to see. But that's what we're working on. So maybe there'll be a video there, or we'll try and do another video anyway. But that's the plans. But plans can change, but we hope they don't. And so I'm still going to keep trying to get some videos out and some more content. So that should be damn cool. You know it, Andy. But we'll try what we can do. Anyway, I think it's soon going to be ready for the beer tree. And we'll get round to that in a bit. For the moment, though, I'm just going to have a sit back. And I'm just going to look outside in the inner peace of the world. Ooh. So there we are. Sirens beer. Another night with it. Ready for a sipper or a slurper. So, we've got a active deadline mode. Sipper or slurper. It's the sound of the police. Sirens ale. Good ale. Good ale. That's really cool. And that is a slurper. Oh yes, Andy, you know it. Thanks for the beer tree. See you again at the beer tree. Night. Night all. It's raining. It's chucking it down. But never mind. I'm ready for bed. Catch you all in the morning. Night then. Morning all. 4 seasons in one day. I'm not kidding. It's done nothing but rain, and proper rain. And even the tarp's absolutely soaking wet. Nightmare. Never mind. But I've had a good weekend. Well, this is definitely a 4 seasons in one day camp. From sun to rain. It's been everywhere. The weather's just not made its mind up. Mother Nature's decided to play games with us. I think it's throw a dice and see what happens. Anyway, at that note, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to get ready. Hope you all have a good day. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for watching New Camping Man, Andy.